Hello everyone, it's Kari from sunshineinmypocket.com back with you to make some really fun Valentine cards combining a lot of new products from Missing Stamps. I'm super excited to be using these all together. This is the Postage, Seal, and Shaker collection, and it comes with these faux wax seals, some hearts, an XOXO, a couple of postage frames, the little cancellation marks, and a larger die to make a shaker card. Then this is the new Sealed with a Kiss postage hearts, SWAK. And you can make some really fun postage seal stamps with these, but you can also make shaker hearts, which I will be doing next week. Today I'm going to make a postage Valentine card. I'm actually making 2 Valentine cards, and I'm going to also bring in this postmark stamp set, which is a smaller stamp set, but you get a lot of really great images for lots of use. I've got a red card base here that I'm going to be using, and then I die cut a lot of little pieces to build up our scene. So a lot of these come from that Postage, Seal, and Shaker collection die set. The faux wax seals and all these little circles come in there. Now, if you cut them together, you can get an even larger circle, which I love the look of. And I cut them in different colors, different shades. These are just so fun to mix and match. I've got some pink ones, some red ones, the different circles there. And there's lots of different ways you can put these together. Then some of the little images will fit inside, like the little heart. Look how cute that is. And you can also fit in some of the keys. There's a little XO that comes in that same set right there. But look at this, the little key. I love that. I think that's so cute. So there are a couple different key sets. I'm going to be linking all of them. This one here is the key to my heart dies. And then some of the other keys are the flying keys set. And then I've got the lots of letters mini die set also. Those fit inside too. It's so cute. But I realized that the airmail frame stencil fit perfectly inside the die cut that the postage frame cuts out. So we're going to use that airmail frame stencil on this inside piece. And I'm first going to ink on some hot pink ink. This is the Picked Raspberry Distress ink. And for the second layer, I'm going to bring in some glitter paste. So let me line this up here. I'm going to put a piece of paper underneath just to catch any excess glitter. So this is the Astro paste in the red color, and it is beautiful. So as it goes on, it looks a little bit murky here, but when it dries to a very vibrant, beautiful glitter. I really like it. So I'm going to put that all around the outside and scrape the excess off to put back in the jar. Then I will set this aside to dry, and it didn't really take that long to dry because these are just small little areas here. So I'll remove the tape and set that aside as I build the other pieces. I had an extra background that I had stenciled with the Alice background stencil, and I realized that it was perfect because I left the center blank, and so that inside piece is really going to fit around with that border. So that will be our second card. Now I'm just playing around with a bunch of those pieces that I already die cut and some of the postmarks stamps and just arranging it how I think it's going to look great. This is really fun to do. When you have a bunch of these already die cut, you can just build it up so easily. Now this stamp set, there is an always coordinating die, and it has this beautiful always word that you can choose to either use the capital A or the lowercase a. And I'm going to die cut this out with a gold shadow and a red letter. And I'll piece those together there so the red cardstock is on top of the gold. And I decided to use the capital A. So I'm going to just cut off the lowercase a and replace it with this capital A. Look how pretty this is. It's fancy looking. So see how that's going to fit together there. So I'll just trim off that A. Sorry, I'm a little off camera there, but you get the picture. You just cut off the A and piece those together. Now before we put it together, I wanted to stamp on some of those postmarks. So I've got that little circle right there, which is stamped in pink. Then I'm going to take one of the cancellation marks, the little wavy lines here, that's the cancellation mark, and I'm going to stamp that in gray. So that looks really good just like that. And now I'm going to start building things up and putting things together. So I'll glue this all together. I've got the little wax seal. I'm going to use the pink one for this card. Fit the always right there. I've got some of these little love letters, and I thought they were getting lost on the white background, so I'm going to ink around the edges of those with some of that hot pink oxide ink, and that way they show up even better. So I'm just taking a little finger dauber and that ink going around the edge. Now I can glue this always right there, just like so. Add my little faux wax seal, add a lot of these little pieces, the key and the little locket, and some of those envelopes. And I thought it really needed to have another stamp on the top here, so I've got the Forever, and I'm going to stamp that in black, and also the little 25-cent stamp. So cute. And now we can just put this all together. So on goes the frame, and I'll just glue that with liquid adhesive. And then I'm going to pop up the centerpiece with some foam. Actually, it's fun foam. I was going to say foam adhesive, but it's fun foam. And I'm cutting down a piece to fit behind there. And I'll add that with some double-sided adhesive to make sure that it sticks really well. Now I'm out of the larger size of double-sided adhesive, so I have to use the skinnier one here. It just takes a little more, and that's okay. And then I'll put that right on the fun foam. And before I put that on, I thought, you know, it needs something. It needs to pop out a little more. So I inked around the edge, and that really didn't do the trick for me. So I cut out some dark gray cardstock to be a little bit bigger than this panel. So I'm measuring it to see what size, and I cut out that gray, and that's what we're going to put in between. So that'll really make this panel pop from the background. I love the dimension that the foam adds to it. Dimension is so great on this card, especially with all these elements. This is such a fun card to put together. So there we go. Put that one just like that. Here's a little close-up. Look at all that gold that shines, the beautiful background. I love how this came together. Now, for the second bonus card, I've got these Sealed with a Kiss postage hearts. I'm going to take the Queen of Hearts and stamp her right onto the inside piece of that postage heart. So she fits in there, just the top portion of her body, but I'm using Memento ink because I want to Copic color her. So I'm going to stamp that a couple of times, and I'm also going to stamp it on some Masking Magic. So this is Gina K Masking Magic, and I'll stamp it on there and then cut that out to cover over the Queen of Hearts so I can ink up the background. So now I can place that over the Queen of Hearts. So she's masked off, and I'll just make sure that's perfect on there. And now I'm just going to ink on some Distress ink in blues, different shades of blue. I have Faded Jeans and Uncharted Mariner. And I'm just going to ink over that until I'm happy with it. I want to make it a little bit dark because I'm going to white heat emboss a sentiment on the left side of the heart. So I'll ink a little bit extra here, just get it a little darker. Peel off that mask and look at how cute this is in that postage heart. I've colored her up already with Copic markers. Now we're going to pop her up with some foam tape onto that heart postage frame. And I made the frame in red. I again did the inside border of the panel with the airmail frame stencil. And now we're going to go ahead and build this all up. So here's where I'm white heat embossing that sentiment. It says You're All Heart, and that's from the Queen of Hearts stamp set. Now that I've heat embossed that with my heat tool, we're ready to put this card together. I'm going to bring in a bunch of the same elements as the first card and a lot of the die cut images that I showed you ahead of time as well. So I've stamped that postmark there stamp. And now I'm putting together the little wax seal that I want to build up here. I added a mini silver heart to one of those little envelope dies. So super cute. And notice on the wax seal here, I have one of the XOs. Well, when I started putting this card together, that XO disappeared. I really don't know what happened to it. It jumped off the card. And so I had to put a heart there instead. You can see the heart right there. And after I was done filming and taking photos, I found the XO on the floor of my craft room, of course. So I've also built up that Queen of Hearts card with some fun foam and a lot of the same elements as the first card. That's why I put these both together in the same video. I do hope you enjoyed putting these together with me today. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because I'll be back real soon with more cards to share, more inspiration. And don't forget, I'll be back with some shaker hearts as well. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.